welcome back to your maths class. Okay, before this we have already discussed about the composite of two given functions. Now today we have another topic here. This is very important for your examination point of view again, and one 4 marks question will be asked from this portion. That's why this is very important for you. So be careful about this and do study for this and do more practice of this type of questions, which we will take later. First, we just try to understand. We will try to understand the concept of this. What is that? Invertible function, or you can say inverse, or you can say inversible function. Means how you will define inversible function. When a function is given, then how you will define the invertible or inverse or inversible function of the given function, that we will discuss today in this topic. So see here, let first we go through this figure. You have a set, non-empty set A having element x, then you have another set, non-empty set B having element y, and these two sets, the element of set A are on association with the element of B. Moreover, you can say that images of element of set A are formed in set B. It means you can say that image of x, f image of x is y. So these two non-empty sets are connected by or associated by a function f. So it means if we have given a function f such that A tends to B is 1 1 and on 2. Let me make sure here that we have already given that if the given function is 1 1 and on 2, and you better understanding about the 1 1 and on 2 function, that is not need to explain again here. So if any function f is given as 1 1 and on 2, and if fx is equal to y, it means you can easily see that fx is equal to y means f image of x is y, or you can say the value of the function at x is equal to y, that is fx is equal to y, where x belongs to set A and y belongs to set B. Then the inverse of this given function f is denoted by f inverse such that B tends to A, defined by f inverse y is equal to x, and this is called the inverse of the given function f such that A tends to B. From the figure we can easily understand here. This is a cycle. You can say that f is connecting x with y from left to right side. In the similar way, if we reverse this process, so we will get here, if this another function g is here, and this function g is connecting the element of set B with element of set x in reverse direction. So this g is nothing but this is inverse of f. It means g can be written as f inverse. So you can easily understand from here, if any function is given from x to y, then reverse of that is f inverse from f inverse such that y tends to x. It means, or you can say, since here set are given as f inverse B tends to A. Since the function is from f such that A tends to B, so inverse of this function is f inverse such that B tends to A. So reverse of f is called invertible, inverse or inversible function of f, and that is denoted by f inverse such that B tends to A. Now come to some points here. You can easily understand from this figure, if fx is equal to y, let I first rub this from here, this definition. If I write here from the figure, if I write here the value of the function at x is equal to y, if we reverse this, so you can easily get here x is equal to f inverse y. So if, there are some results regarding this. Let's see first. Domain of inverse of the function. It means domain of inverse of the function. Inverse means this is the inverse function of f. So domain of this, from actually we are moving from right to left. So domain of this will be this one. So domain of this f inverse of the function will be range of the function. Actually this y is nothing but this y is the range of this function f, and this range is domain of inverse of the function f. It means domain of inverse of f will always be equal to range of the function f. Similarly, range of the inverse of the function, since range of inverse is x, range of inverse of g f is g, and that is equal to x, so its range will be, you can say, the domain of f. It means this is inverse of function f and its domain is y and its range is x. That's why, and this x is nothing but this is the domain of the function f. So you can easily understand from here the domain of the inverse of the function is rf, range of the function, and range of the inverse of the function is domain of the function f. From the figure you can easily understand. Now you can see third point, it is very clear to you. If fx is equal to y, then I have already mentioned that if this is given to you, then x is always equal to f inverse y is equal to x. If and only if this will goes here, then fx you will get here fx is equal to y, where x belongs to set A, domain of the function f, and y belongs to set B, that is codomain of the function f. So some results are here from this discussion, that for all x belongs to A, it means all elements which are belonging to A, we have composite of the function g and f defined as g of x is equal to g of fx, that is equal to, in place of fx you can put here y, since you know that fx is equal to y, so in place of fx you will put here y, then you will get gy is equal to x. It means g of x is equal to x, and this is nothing but, already we have discussed in previous lecture, that g of any function is equal to x, and this x is nothing but image of this x, and when any element is image of itself, then we always say this as an identity function on the given set A. It means g of will be equal to identity function defined on set A. In similar way, for all y belongs to B, it means all elements which are belonging to set B here, so you can find the composite of f and g, that is f of g, or we can say fog of y is equal to f of gy, and in place of gy, since you can say here g of this one, for function g the domain is y and g of y is nothing but x, so in place of gy we can put here x, and f of x is nothing but y, f of x is nothing but y, and fx is equal to y. It means we are getting here fog is equal to y, fog is equal to y, and since fog is equal to y and y is an element of set B, it means if fog of y is equal to y, fog of y is equal to y, it means image of y is here y, and the function acting on this y is fog itself, so this is nothing but this is identity function on set B. It means fog of y is equal to identity function IB, and if these two functions happen, then we have another conclusion here, that if a function f such that A tends to B is given, is always invertible if there exists another function g such that B tends to, if we have given f such that A tends to B, that is 1 1 and on 2, 1 1 and on 2, then there will always exist always another function g such that, or in place of g you can put here f inverse such that B tends to A. So in this condition, this g such that B tends to A is always called inverse or invertible function of f such that g of is equal to IA and fog is equal to IB. It means if you want to prove that any function is invertible, then either we can prove that that function must be 1 1 and on 2, or in another way you can prove that if any function for any two function f and g, if we can prove that g of is equal to IA and fog is equal to IB, so by the help of these two you can easily say that the given function will be invertible. Thank you so much.